live your life today, not for tomorrow. And I'm singing that little hook, like it's so beautiful. Oh, I miss us. I miss him. But I think that's also why too. Mentally for me, it puts me back in the group. It puts me in a very like nostalgic point. Like I'm not just watching it as a fan. I watch it. I'm like, what happened to us? Like what? You guys all have something to say.
Yeah.
We've all seen things in life, good and bad, and we all have a story. So go back into your childhood, things that bothered you, things that were great for you, and write about that.
This is indeed the E-Man channel, like a villain singing like Bob Dylan, keep it on the lowest and double stuff Oreos. And it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, like I always say, and I have a very, very special guest here again, once again. Now, if you've been watching the show for a minute, like she was my very first guest on the Special Delivery Show when I was doing it on Instagram Live. That was 5 years ago. Then 2 years ago, we had an interview which garnered up over 5,000 views, which is amazing. And now she is back. She is a R&B icon. She is R&B royalty. She is formerly of En Vogue and Lucy Pearl.
Yeah.
And I'm just so blessed to have her back to the show. Dawn Robinson. How you doing, Dawn?
Hey, Manuel. Wow, what an intro. My God.
Thank you.
Icon. That means a lot. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be back with you. I love interviewing with you.
Thank you. I love interviewing with you too.
Me too.
I feel like your friend, your family, and
you are.
And I feel like it's so easy to talk to you.
Yes.
So, like I said, it's been 5 years, which means like my 5-year anniversary was on the 10th, and I will never forget that day because it was just like, I was really nervous because it was live, and then I'm talking to you, but everything went smooth, and it felt organic, and it felt good, man. And I can't thank you enough, man, because like without that interview, I probably wouldn't have continued on doing it because but I did, and I've been doing it ever since, and I appreciate you a lot.
Well, you're great. You have a kindness about you that made me feel very comfortable. You weren't there for scandal. I was telling you off camera before we got on today. You weren't there for scandal. You're a great listener, but you're also intuitive, and you understood certain things, and you saw through. You saw my conversation as being just truthful, and you got that. So I felt like you were there for my truth, for what I had to say, as opposed to what you could get out of it. Some people talk to celebrity. Well, I can only speak for me, but they speak to us about the dirt. They want to know the dirt. And you weren't there for that. I could tell that you were just still, like you said, family. And you've been that ever since. Not to mention the whole Starbucks thing. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that part really felt good. So for those of you that don't know, every month he would send me, and Emmanuel would send me a Starbucks. So, you didn't have to do that, and it was great that you did. I appreciated that every single time. So, yay, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you. 5 years, like, it doesn't even feel like 5 years.
It went by so fast. And it went by so fast. And you're more than welcome for the Starbucks, It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
A lot has happened since, our very first interview, or even our second interview. I wanted to touch on just a few things when it comes to that, like an update, because when people come up to me, my friends and family, they always ask me about you, and they always ask me about, well, did you know about her situation when you were interviewing her? And I always would tell them, I would say, look, I didn't know the first interview. Well, it wasn't going on during the first interview. Second interview, I knew about it, but I was, very discreet about it because that's nobody's business but hers,
Yes,
so like,
exactly.
A lot has happened since you've gone public with it, and a lot of positive and negative things. I want to say, like, how do you feel since you have gone public with it and people know about it, and you've gotten a lot of love, gotten a lot of hate too, but you got mostly love. How does it feel?
Love.
How does it feel?
Well, thank you first of all for being discreet, because you didn't know the first time I was living with my parents, so I wasn't in my car.
Right.
So for our first interview, yeah, I wasn't in my car. And the second one, when you did know about it, you were still discreet. So I appreciate that, discretion with you. I
Absolutely.
honor, thank you for that.
Yes.
Um, it's been really great. I don't even see the negative ones. Like the negative ones, I don't, before I even get to reply to them or respond to them, the fans have taken them, like snatched them up. Really,
Right.
I don't have much to say to them. And I knew that there was going to be haters. That's why my friend, my sister, I call her my sister because she's more that than she is a friend. Kati thought that I should have done the very first interview that I had on my channel. She thought that I should talk about my car life. And I was like, I needed time with that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that first because I had to build up to that, because I knew that I was going to get a lot of negative, but I also knew that we're going to be people like, wow, you are, first of all, strong enough to tell your truth and to be in your car. It takes a lot. Like, not everybody could do what I've done. So
Yeah.
for the haters, I'm just like, okay, you're saying that you it depends on what they say, because some of them are just like, oh, you're lying about living in your car. It's like, why would I want to lie about something like that? That's a stupid thing to lie about. And yeah, so it's like there's been a lot of negative, but there's more positive than negative. So I
Right.
don't even see the negative ones. I'm just like, oh, you're just here for whatever reason, to make me look bad, which you can't, because I've already talked about me living in my car. I've already talked about my truth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, what can you say about how I'm living in my car? But for the ones that say you're not telling the truth, you're lying about it, it's like, okay, again, I can't prove it to you, and I'm not trying to prove it to you. For the ones that want to understand what I'm doing and that are interested in my car life, I did episode, I think it was episode 8 on my channel. I showed a little bit of my car. I showed the front of my car. I don't want to show too much because I'm doing a documentary, and that
Oh,
documentary
okay.
is gonna, yeah, it's gonna show the whole thing, the back and the front.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, I didn't want to show everything. So I don't know. I showed people that are from different walks of life, people that are in their cars or in vans or in RVs. Some people were forced into being in their car and their RV, or their van, and then other people were just like, they made a choice
Yeah.
to be in their car. You know what I mean? And they were like, during the what do you call it? The pandemic, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
They decided that they wanted to live in their RV. They're like,
Yeah.
why pay all this money for rent? You know what I mean? And so right now, rent is astronomical for it. It used to be just like San Francisco was pretty high. Certain places in LA were pretty high. Even New York was pretty high, but now it's everywhere.
Oh yeah. It's
And
terrible.
people are, the car life, I call it living off grid. The off grid life is much bigger for a lot of people. So, it was like, people can talk shit about me, if I could say that. You can bleep it out or whatever, but they
It's
can talk
cool.
mess about me all they want. But at first it was because I was forced into this. I could have stayed with my mom, who was very verbally abusive. I hate to say that, but it's true. I love my mother, but it became very ugly and I had to leave. And so I could have chosen to stay with her, but it's like, you keep your mouth shut and keep your head down. And even then, it wasn't good enough for her. So I was
Mm.
just like, I can't live here with her and be berated every day
Yeah.
because of her anger. And I just don't know where it was coming from. And I was like, okay, I'd rather be in my car than to be with my mom. I also had a manager that had me in a hotel for a while. He's gay, so some people were like very nasty, saying nasty comments like, oh, if you were in that hotel, you were doing something in that hotel. And I was like, okay, first of all, I'm not a prostitute. Second of all, he's gay, and even if he wasn't gay and he was straight, I still wouldn't be doing nothing with him in a hotel. So
Right.
as a manager, a lot of times managers will take care of our bills for a while as we are getting things off the ground as
Yeah.
artists. And in my
Yeah.
case, I was rebuilding my career with him, and he had all these promises and things that he was supposed to do for me that he did not. So after a while, I was like, okay, you got me in this hotel. And every time I would try to look for an apartment, he would not kind of like push that, And I mean? He wasn't really
Yeah.
like trying to, yeah. So it was like, okay, you're trying to control me. Again, I'm not the one. So I was like, no, I'd rather be in my car. So at first I was a little bit down on myself about, wow, you're living in your car. What is this about? And then after a while, I was like, you know what? This is pretty. As I started to research and make room in my car and what do you call it? Organize my car. You know what I
Right.
mean? I started to see like, okay, this isn't bad at all. Like, yeah, I started to really enjoy it. So this is also part of my awakening, really, Emmanuel. It's like, it's not
Okay.
just, oh, she's living in her car. No, this is actually because when you have an apartment, most times you're trying to figure out how to make rent. You got light and gas and overhead and all that stuff. You don't just have rent. You got all these other bills to pay as well. So it's like
Right.
trying to borrow from Peter to pay Paul and make ends meet. And it shouldn't be that way with a celebrity, but it is with us as well as most normal people, or I should say, most celebrities are like everyday people. You know what I mean? We're trying to make
Yeah.
ends meet too. So I'm like, okay, well, this car life thing is really working for me, and it's been really fun. It's been sometimes a challenge, but it's also been fun.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you're safe and I'm glad you're okay. And you're right. There are a lot of
Thank
people
you.
online who've gone publicly about as far as them living the van life. There's this
Yeah.
young lady. I forgot her name. It begins with a J, and
Okay.
she has this snake called Alfredo. I think her name is Jeanette. But anyway, she kind of like has her own journal blog, and it's worked out for her. So
Good. Good for her.
I commend you for being brave. Now also
Thank you.
in the news recently, there's been some big news, of course, about En Vogue. Of course,
Mhm.
Maxine came back to the group, and then
Yes.
months later, Rona recently left the group. So,
Yeah. She was pushed
my
out. She didn't leave. She was pushed out.
oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are your feelings about that whole situation? And the $1 million
Yeah.
question is, would you
Oh.
come back to the group?
Okay. Your first question. What I feel about? No, I would. Well, I'll answer your second question first. No, I will not. And I say that because I don't go back. I already said it in episode. I think it was episode 9. They made a recent comment about me on the Jennifer Hudson show that I thought was,
I saw that. Yeah,
lowball. Yeah,
yeah.
Cindy said it, but the other girls sat back there laughing. So they all said it. They knew she was going to say it. They let her say it, and nobody contested on the show. Like, well, who are you talking about, Cindy? Or why would you say that, Cindy? Like, all of them laughed, and
Mm,
Maxine was falling out laughing. I was like, wow. So a lot of the fans hit me. I didn't even know it had been done. I don't have TV, so I didn't see that it was on and that it had aired. And the
right.
fans were like, wow, like Cindy came for you, and it was really rude. And they chewed them out without me saying a word. They went at Cindy, like they dragged her for that, you know.
Mm,
So there's no reason for me to go back to a situation, even if they weren't on Jennifer Hudson. The fact that they kicked me out of the group in 1997, that's how long it's been. You've taken all these years of my life from me. I helped build that group.
right.
And
Yeah.
so for them to ostracize me, wrongful termination for no reason, like why did you guys kick me out? It was fucked up. It was just wrong. There's no other way to put it. Again, you have to bleep me out. I'm so sorry, but
It's okay.
it's yeah, they took it's like building Starbucks and then you don't get to be a part of it. It's
Right.
like building any brand that is as big as En Vogue worldwide. And why are you guys kicking me out? It was wrong. It was I cried a lot. I was angry. I went through all these emotions. And I finally gotten to the place where I've healed myself. And now Cindy's on Jennifer Hudson's show talking about she's not here. Like, what? So, no, I would never go back. Why would I go back to people that abuse me? A lot of times, especially with our people, they're always like, well, that's just your family, or that's your mom, or it's like, no, that's someone who abused me.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't physical abuse, but it's like they control Invoke. Cindy and Terry, I say they, but they control Invoke. And not only did they kick me out, they kicked after me. It was um, Maxine, and then it was a girl named Amanda, and then Maxine came back, and then it was Rona. Now it's Rona. Now they kick
Right.
Rona. Rona gave 22 years of her life to that group.
Yeah.
And they have the nerve to kick her out. Like, it's just why? And she made a statement. And the reason that I say kicked out and not she didn't just leave is because she made a statement. And she said, I was none the wiser. She was none the wiser. Like, I was like, whoa, that again, that Cindy and Terry and Maxine came back. But Maxine, like I said in episode 9, I was like, Maxine, they literally kicked you out of the group. Not only did they kick you out, but they sued you.
Wow.
They had a lawsuit against Maxine and they kicked her out. So, you know, there's no reason to go back. Cindy and Terry have a control issue. They want to control everything that happens within the group. And it's like, you guys didn't create this group. Right. You're not going to control me. You know what I mean? So no, there's no going back to En Vogue. But I feel like I wish Rona would tell the truth about everything that happened. I see her sisters are out there talking about it because her sisters are they're giving toe to toe with Cindy and Terry. They're chewing them up and spitting them out. Oh yeah, her sisters are. She's got so her real sister, I think, by birth, and then her sorority sisters. It looks like they are
okay
going toe to toe with Cindy and Terry. Like, they're telling the truth about everything. Rona may have an NDA to non-disclosure, to not talk about, what happened. But I would be like, you know what? You're not going to take 22 years of my life and not have me talk about it.
Yeah.
It was wrongful termination again. And I'm like, wow, Rona, tell the truth. Like, how dare they? How dare they? It's really sad because Rona, like I said, that's a lot of time for anybody to give to any job. You know what I mean?
Oh, and yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So even though she's not an original member, she still gave enough. She gave more years than I did. I was only there for 8 years. I gave a lot of hits, and if they were willing to kick out an original member who helped build the foundation of En Vogue, and from day one, everybody saw my face, and then these girls kicked me out. It was just a matter of time before they kick anybody out. Like, they just do that all the time. Like I said, they did it with Amanda. They did it with Maxine. So, unfortunately, some people are saying, some of the fans are saying, Rona should have known better. They did it to Dawn. They did it to Amanda. They did it to Maxine. And now Maxine kisses ass and comes back to the group. Like, why? You're Maxine Jones. Like, remember your power, your strength. Like, you are. I always told Maxine she could be another Tina Turner. She had that energy and that rock and roll feistiness, you know what I mean? So yeah, it just takes a lot of, you have to know who you are, and you have to be very strong to be in a group and leave that group and be something else, go on your own. It's like, but all of us at a certain point leave our parents' house. Mm-hmm. We grow up, we either go to college or we go get a job or we get married or whatever. So you have to know your own strength. You have to it takes a lot. Have the focus be on you once you leave a group. It's very, very scary, you know what I mean, to say I'm Maxine Jones and I'm going to go out on my own. It's like, okay, I think yes, bravo, because the fans would have been behind her. She's Maxine, like, oh my god. But you got to have that. Ooh, it takes chutzpah to say I'm going to do this and be by myself. Not everybody has that. Not everyone has that.
Yeah, so, you're right.
Hope I answered your question. I know I went around the world.
No, you did. And just shout out to Rona, man, because it's like I've been familiar with her since the Mickey Mouse Club, and I just hope whatever she decides to do, that she succeeds, and and everything like that.
Yeah, me too, because Rona is very, like, she's been, even when she was in the group, she was the most vocal as far as what do you call it? Social media.
Okay.
She was always on there saying, hey, we're doing this, and showing video of them getting on a plane, or we just landed, or we're on stage getting ready to, we're backstage getting ready to go on stage. We got a show here. We got a show. So she's very vocal with her social media. So I wish her the best as well. She's to me a good person, and she's always been sweet. Anytime we were around each other, always sweet. I do wish Rona the best, because she deserves the best. To be treated like this, I know what it feels like, because it was me first. It was me first. Yeah.
Well, we all wish her the best of luck. So
absolutely,
I want to say I kicked myself in the pants Like when I
What?
on the second interview and even the first interview, I didn't ask you about one of my favorite songs that you were a part of,
Which one?
called "Firm Biz," which is
Oh
by
my
the
gosh!
Firm, and like I love that single
Wow.
so much. People don't know. Okay, so the Firm were like this super group, this hip hop super group. It contained Nas, it contained
Exactly.
AZ, and it contained
AZ,
Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown.
And
Yep.
the song sampled Tina Marie's Firm Biz,
Firm
right?
Biz. Uh-huh.
And you did the background. Now, what I love about that song is like, this is what I hear at least, like with the chorus that you do, or the whole song, the tempo is a little slower, so you're able
Yeah.
to digest it more.
Wow.
Was that something that you suggested, or was that something a part of production or their idea? Because I mean,
Um,
I really
I
love it.
didn't realize, well, it is 2 BPMs. I think like what they mean when I say 2 BPMs, beats per minute.
Mm-hmm.
2 beats per minute slower than the original Firm Biz. It may even be 3. But I didn't feel like it was a problem, so I never. No, that was Dr. Dre came up with that. I did that with him.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that was Dr. Dre asked me to be a part of that. So uh no, let me see.
How did that all come about? How
Um,
did you go like as far as you get on that project?
I was signed to Dr. Dre. Actually, was signed. He wanted me to sign to Aftermath, and my manager and I felt like Aftermath was too new. It was too new of a label. Like he hadn't. He was Dr. Dre, of course, like Dr. Dre, but he hadn't proven himself as a label yet. So
Right,
I was
right,
like, ugh, it's a little sticky. And I also felt like I felt personally, if I have a problem, so usually when you sign to a major label or any label really, if you have a problem with your label, you have nobody to go to. So in this case, if he was going to be my producer and my label, that was going to, if I had a problem with either one of those,
right.
you know, it's like, who do I go to? If I have a problem with management, with my producer, how can I go to my label? If I have a problem with my label, I can't go to my producer. So we decided that I was going to sign to Interscope directly, which is Jimmy Iovine,
Yes.
and Dr. Dre was like, okay, that's going to be a better situation. So there was no conflict of interest in that case.
Okay.
And then when that project came up, he's like, what do you think about doing Firm Biz? And we redo that hook. I was like, yes, like what? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that's how I got on that project.
So there's a part of the song where is I'm trying to figure out if it's you saying it where I think somebody says everybody get up. Was that you?
Oh
Is
my
it
goodness. I can't even think.
is that the very beginning of the song where AZ's rapping and you can hear it in the background. Somebody said everybody
Yes.
get up. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
you. Okay.
exactly. Because we did it like the original, like Tina did it in her version,
Yeah, yeah.
in
Oh
the original
gosh.
version. Yeah. So I repeated it. That's all. Yep.
That's awesome. I love that
It's
song.
dope. Isn't it
Did
dope? It's so
yeah?
dope.
Did you get a chance to like talk to Nas or Foxy or AZ at all?
Unfortunately, I only met Nas. Well, not unfortunately, because that's Nas. Like, oh
Right,
my
right.
God. Yeah, we were in New York and I was filming and he came on set and I was like, somebody said hi to me in my ear, like, hey, what's up? And I turned and it was Nas and I was like,
Oh, that's
Nas
so
like
cool.
that. Yes. Oh my goodness. So I didn't get to meet Foxy Brown. They were having problems getting her to the set actually.
Oh wow.
And I didn't get to meet AZ because he was I think he had a show the day that I was filming in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, so they flew me into New York to do that. But oh my gosh, like what an honor. We filmed part of it, I filmed in Los Angeles. So the part where I was on the pole,
Yeah, yeah.
all the stuff on the pole, they filmed that in New York. And then the parts where I was on the steps coming down with my dancers and all that, that part we filmed in New York.
That was
And
very
that
cool.
it was very cool, but it was sad because we learned on set that that Princess Diana died that same day.
Oh wow.
Ugh, yeah, that was so. After that, it was like, everything felt a little weird,
Mm-hmm.
and the energy was different. You know what I mean? After that, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I, yeah, that for a lot of people that was a bad time and
it was a very bad time.
yeah,
But
very
luckily, we shot most of it. I think by 2 a.m. We heard it at 2 a.m. and we only had one more little scene to shoot, and we were done after this. So it wasn't like, but I still had to like, get the morale up, and the dancers were kind of like, because we were all talking about it. It was,
Yeah.
backstage, we were getting our makeup done and all that stuff. And so we only had a little bit more to film, and thank God we were done.
Thank
But yeah,
God.
yeah,
And I wanted to ask you also about Rock and Hanging with Mr. Cooper, because both En Vogue
wow.
did the theme song for both of those
Mhm.
wonderful shows. With
Yeah,
Rock,
thank you.
with
I
Rock,
agree.
Rock, live your life today, not like tomorrow. Do you ever like go back and listen to the lyrics of that song, because it's a really has a really powerful message.
I listened to it when fans send it. I hate to say that. I said that to somebody the other day. I was on a conference call, and I said that I don't watch us. And I've heard others artists say like they don't watch their own movies, they don't
Hmm.
listen to their own music because I don't even know why. Um, I forget about those songs because I don't watch those shows. So, but when somebody puts up a little clip of it, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm watching like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that song. There's a man with no future. And I'm like, why did they say with no future? Like, I think Denny wrote that song, but he has a future because he's a garbage man. But still,
Yeah,
he has a future. Like,
yeah,
so live your life today, not for tomorrow. And
yeah,
I'm singing that little hook. Like, it's so beautiful.
yes,
Yeah, it's really a good song. And I love it. I do love that
yeah.
song. When I hear
It,
it, I'm just like, oh, I miss us. I miss him. I think that's also why too, mentally for me, it puts me back in the group. It puts me in a very like nostalgic point. Like I'm not just watching it as a fan. I watch it. I'm like, what happened to us? Like what you guys?
yeah, because you guys
What?
were in a few episodes too of
Yeah,
Rock.
we were. Yeah,
Yeah,
Maxine played his niece,
yeah.
and then on a different world,
Oh
Maxine.
yes,
Yeah, Maxine played. What's the chef's name in
Mr.
the kitchen?
Gaines.
Mr. Gaines' niece. Oh my good memory.
Well, thank you.
Emmanuel. You got a good memory. Yeah, Mr. Gaines' niece, granddaughter. And
Yes.
I played Henrietta. um, we had these glasses, like, yeah, it was so
Yeah.
great. So great. And then
Yeah.
you mentioned hanging with Cooper.
Yeah, well, with that theme song, Dawn Robin, not sorry, not Dawn
Dawn
Robinson, but
Lewis.
Dawn
Yeah.
Lewis was a part of that song too. What was it like harmonizing with her?
She did her parts separate. So we didn't harmonize. I don't think she did the background parts. It was just us for the background.
Oh,
And then she
okay.
did her and Holly actually did the leads on the little, what do you call it? Well, the leads, because yeah, ad libs. They did ad
Yeah,
libs. Exactly. Yeah,
because
that was that was it was fun to do, and it was fun to film. Now, when we filmed, we were together. When we filmed the intro.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and Mark Curry too. Mark Curry, was he cool?
exactly. Very cool. Very
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
on set. Like sometimes, oh my gosh, trying to get back into character and stay in character,
yeah.
especially when we did a different world. Oh my god, because I had to. I asked Debbie Allen was giving us direction.
Yes, Debbie, such a legend.
Oh my gosh, what a legend. And I asked her, I said, I can't figure out what Henrietta's thing is. And she's like, Henrietta is probably the most blind out of everybody.
Right.
She said, you got on glasses, but you really can't see. So you got to act like, you're looking like this, like you got, you know what I mean? Like you can't see. So I was like, okay, I'll take that. And I just did. And so when they were coming down the stairs, I was going up the stairs. And then when coming up the stairs, I was going down, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because I
really
was,
funny.
yeah. And when our glasses were off in the end, it's like, oh my God, I can't see anything. So she said, you really got to be like, that's when she said, the girls go down the steps, you're going down late because they left you.
Right.
And when they come back up, they're like, oh my God, they're going back up the stairs.
And,
So, wow,
yeah.
that's what I, that's what I mean when I say Rona didn't do those things like we did, but she did other stuff with them. But it's like those were the things that helped build the name En Vogue because
Oh
people
yeah.
were seeing us on TV as well as, little bit parts that we did in movies, stuff like that. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
I
just
just
sad to see us break up and that they didn't understand the value that we had as a group. I don't understand to this day. Still don't know why. They haven't given me a reason. They've never apologized. It's all
Yeah,
good.
it's all good. But when you mentioned Debbie Allen, man, she actually recently won like an honorary Oscar,
I
and
know
she deserves it, man, because
she
she,
deserves a real Oscar. I was like, what is this honorary thing?
yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's amazing.
that show like when you talk about a different world real quick, but man, that show just launched so many careers. There were so many amazing guest stars, including yourselves. And
Exactly.
and
Thank you.
rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Oh,
While I'm at it, rest in peace to Dwayne Wiggins from Tony. He passed away this year.
exactly. Yes,
Um,
exactly. I
so
know. Gave him homage.
yeah. So I just want to say that real quick. But I wanted to ask you about a lot of people don't know that you're also a songwriter. So you co-wrote "Hold On," you co-wrote
Hmm.
"Blue Magic," you co-wrote on Lucy
Blue Magic. What's Blue Magic?
on an En Vogue song, isn't it? I looked it up.
No,
No?
I don't think I helped write that.
Okay.
But we all helped. We co-wrote on Hold On. All of us did, actually.
Okay,
I don't remember Blue Magic. I don't think so. It
okay,
doesn't sound.
but with Lucy Pearl, you did didn't you co-wrote Dance Tonight and Don't Mess with My Man?
Actually, Dance Tonight was Raphael
Oh, that
by
was
himself. Yeah,
oh
he wrote that
wow.
alone. But I co-wrote a lot of different songs on there, like Can't Stand Your Mother. Um, oh boy, Every Day. La La La, like all the rest of the album, we co-wrote. So I had somebody. I brought in the producers for that album. Uh, Glenn and Bobby. They call themselves Jake and the Fat Man. That was their
Like the
that was their
TV
production.
show.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the TV show exactly. That was their
Nice.
production name. And I brought in a singer name, and she's actually a writer as well. But I brought in Monet, and she helped me write the girl parts on that album. So yeah, but I don't remember a song called Blue Magic. I don't think I did that. That was the girls without me. I had to be
Okay.
like on, I don't know, Electric Cafe, or I'm sorry, not even. Maybe Masterpiece Theater album.
Perhaps, but
I
I'm
don't
sorry
remember.
for the misinformation,
That's
but
okay. It's all right.
my question is like when did you realize you could write songs, and what's some advice you would give to people who want to create and write their own music? Like I'm starting to like I don't know if you know this or not, but I started
Hmm.
writing a book, and ever since I started writing my book, my imagination has been wide open. So it's just like I've started dabbling into other things.
Good for you.
So what's some advice you would give to any writer? And when did you first start writing and knowing that you could write songs?
That's so good, Emmanuel, that you're doing a book. I think everybody has a story.
Thank you.
Everybody has a story. It doesn't matter if it doesn't have to be a downtrodden. I grew up in poverty. My mother beat me. My father beat me. It doesn't have to be that kind of story. We all have something to say.
Yeah,
We've all
definitely.
seen things in life, good and bad, and we all have a story. So it's like, I think that's why reality shows did so well. People thought those were the people's lives in those on those TV shows. Most of them were not,
Right. Yeah. True. True.
unfortunately. So, but I also think that's why social media is doing so well. People are talking about showing, oh, we bought a farm, or we bought some land, or we bought this RV or a van, and we're renovating the van, and we're going to live in the van, or we have, you know what I mean? It's like people are raising chickens. People
Yeah.
start a garden. Like, people want to look at other people's lives. It's just because we're so interested in seeing. Most people, I shouldn't say most, because people are waking up and seeing that it's like, okay, I go to a 9 to 5 every day, I pay my bills, I raise my kids, but other people are like, you know, buying farmland and
Mhm.
raising chickens and cows and stuff, and saying, you know what, I quit my 9 to 5 and I'm raising chickens, and I have these chickens have eggs, and I sell the eggs, and that makes us, and then we have other things on the farm that sell so that we can pay for this farmland.
Right.
And,
And
we,
they're
and,
happy. And they're
and they're
happy.
happy.
Mm,
Yes,
yeah.
Emmanuel. And like I said, so people want to see what that's like. And that's why they're so interested in hearing other people's lives on social media. It's like, I think that's why it's working so well.
Mm,
People want to know what happens behind the scenes. How did you make this work? what made you quit your job? Weren't you afraid? Or how long did it take before you quit your job? You know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
that. So yeah, that's why people's lives, people are doing so well with social media. So doing a book, I would tell everybody to do a book, you know, um, because again, especially when it's true, if people are willing to read, what is it called? Fiction about lives that are not real. It, remember back in the day, soap operas?
Oh
Remember?
yeah, All My Children,
All
Days of
My
Our
Children,
Lives. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. People were willing to watch people's lives that were not real. You know that they're willing to watch people's lives that are real. That's why it's doing so well.
yeah,
Yeah, social media is like person to person. We're learning about people we don't know, but it's like, wow, your life is so interesting,
yeah.
you know?
But
So,
what would you give any advice to people as far as the like you use the song you write songs, so
mhm.
any advice to people who want to create, you
I
know?
don't I don't know what advice that could be except to just try it. A lot of times with songs are somebody made a joke about this years ago, but I'm like, every time I try to write without rhyming,
Mm-hmm.
the man went up the hill. Uh, he fell and broke his grill.
Hell.
Exactly. He broke his grill or pail. It's hard to write without rhyming, but that's just kind of the way we tell stories through rhyming. It doesn't feel right unless I rhyme. So I would just tell people to just, start writing, start journaling. Because
Oh
sometimes,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
sometimes songs come from journaling. So
Mm-hmm.
journaling turns into a full album sometimes. You're just writing about things. Go back into your childhood, things that bothered you, things that were great for you, and write
Mm-hmm.
about that. That's a book.
Yes.
It's like, come on, if fictional books sell so well, why wouldn't a book about someone's real life sell? Especially when you have, I think, titles are great hooks.
Yeah.
You can reel somebody in with a title of your book. It's like, and on the shelf, you got to be the one, because most times if you're just an everyday person, you know, a 9 to 5er, I would say, your book is not going to have, because within a bookstore, you got to pay for, right when you walk into a bookstore, you got to pay for that prime, what they call real estate within a store. So what is the first book that catches your eye? They paid a lot of money to be there
Yeah. At the front. Yeah.
at the front. Yeah. So, and it's usually an author or a politician or a celebrity that paid for that position in the store. But so your book has to catch people's attention, or Amazon. If you even on Amazon, your book has to,
Oh yeah.
catch someone's attention. Yeah. So the hook is the catch, which is the title. You
Yeah.
got a good title and a great cover, even if the title isn't great. If you have a great title, that'll catch everybody. That'll reel them in. Like, what is this book about? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even if it's fiction, like I'm doing something that's fictional, but a lot of it's like has pieces of my life and pieces of me. So like
Yes. Good for
I'm
you.
able to get out a lot of pain and anger into the book.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
I wanted to talk about something real quick. We always talk
Yeah.
about movies, right? And I
Uh
want to
huh.
know, can you give me like your favorite movies this year? Give me
Okay. Okay.
two or three of them.
I'm so glad you said that, Emmanuel, because I kept forgetting. I got to tell Emmanuel. I got to tell Emmanuel. I haven't told you yet, or maybe I did. But
The la-
There's a movie that I saw called the Oh
Weapons.
no, The Mile. Um.
Oh, the Stephen King one. The
Yes,
Long Mile.
The Long Mile.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. And I'm so sorry if I missed you, because I don't think it's in the theaters anymore. What a brilliant film. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think for me is like I like Sinners. I think like the movie I remember there's this movie called Bob Trevino Likes It, and it was like
Okay.
an independent movie,
Wow.
but it really made me feel something. So that was really good. That was a really good movie. I actually had a chance to talk to the director on my show.
Really?
So
Wow.
that was really cool. It has John Leguizamo in it too. Um
Wow. Wow. Oh yeah,
So
that's a name. I
yeah,
wish you would have
he's
told me because I would have. So it was in independent theaters or was it in the main theaters? Like
no, it was in the main theaters, but it didn't, you know how movies, they don't stay in theaters long anymore. So it was like
no.
in movie theaters for maybe like 2 months and then it left. So
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
but people talk about it still. It's on Hulu now. So if you do have Hulu, you can watch it on Hulu or
Okay. Yeah.
Disney Plus. But I didn't get a chance to see Weapons again. It was in theaters
Wow.
for
It was
like a
gone so
month.
quick.
Yeah, I wanted to
Yeah.
kind of see that. So you said good things about it, so I wanted to see it.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
I thought it was a true story, and then I read that it wasn't. I'm like, whoa. How did they? Oh, yeah. You. If you. I don't want to blow it for you. So if you do see it, let me know so we can talk about it. But I think this is possible. What they did in the movie is possible. So it kind of like
Mm.
you got to watch your children. And
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
it
Yeah.
was kind of creepy, but mind control is really what it was about at the end. But I
Wow.
have two. Let me see. What's this movie? Oh, I can't read this because I keep my
You keep.
AMC
Oh,
subs.
that's
I
so
do.
cool. Yeah.
Yes, I keep them all. And
You must have the A list.
no, but I see that you do, and I want to get it. I want to
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. It's
Because
worth it.
it's worth it. Exactly. You can see any like three movies a week, right? If I
Mm-hmm.
remember.
Three movies a week for
Yeah,
think $21 if it didn't go up.
exactly. So you
Yeah.
pay $21 for the whole year.
No, $21 a month.
Oh, a month. Okay, got you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't have that, but I just go every Tuesday. It's $5 Tuesdays on with them
Ah.
AMC. So that's why I see so many. I go on. That's and it's packed. So I'm
The,
not the only one on a budget, but
the,
yeah. And I'm a
the,
movie buff. Yes. So
Well, my friend lives in
worth
Los
it.
Angeles, and he goes to, he said there's a really nice AMC in Los Angeles. It's I forgot the name of it, but it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Um, I go in my area, and I'm not in Hollywood so much. So, but yeah, yeah, I love
yeah.
going to movies is my thing because you escape into a world of someone else's.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know,
wonderful.
it's like it's a chance for me to eat things that I normally wouldn't, like a bunch of candy and a bunch of popcorn. And I don't get soda so much because soda is just so bad. I can't make that work unless it's ginger ale.
Well, I love
Um,
it. Yeah, I love a good
yeah, me
ginger
too.
ale.
I also saw Predator, the new Predator.
Oh yeah, how was that? Oh, you didn't like it?
No,
Oh,
and I'm a Predator, but like I love the character. I thought of Predator was so the very first one, and I keep comparing, and I think that's why it's so hard.
mm.
The
Well,
first
not
Predator, are
you
you
can't
kidding
beat
me?
the
Like this,
original.
yes, this
Yeah,
thing is invisible.
yeah.
What? It's invisible.
Well,
How? How can you fight against something that you can't see? But you know it's killing people right next to you. Like and for it was rewards to get their skulls. They wanted to take out the biggest, strongest men. Oh my god! Like I just thought, so dope. What a dope movie. Same thing I feel about Matrix. The first Matrix was to me the best.
oh yeah.
Mm, oh my god! And
I don't think they should have continued on with the Matrix. I think it should have stopped at the first one.
unless they get the same people, because the Oracle being a black woman in the first one and the wisdom that she had without telling him everything, she told him without telling him anything, she told him everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was very much like, you know, you already know you're not the one. And I hate give good people bad news, but after a while he had to, in other words, you got to figure this out for yourself. I'm not going to tell you that you're the one. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. And then the fact that uh what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne's character,
Yeah.
man,
Morpheus.
Morpheus, come on. Even the names of the people, you know, Trinity, like
Yeah.
it was just so, and the fact that a black woman wrote that script. I said it on somebody's somebody posted it on Instagram. They posted about that movie, and I said, yeah, and I'm so proud that she was a black woman that wrote that script. Um,
Yeah.
and somebody came in. a white person came in and said, because you could see it was white on his little icon, and he said, well, what does it matter that she's black or white? I said, well, what matters about that is, first of all, it was an incredible mindset that she had to write that script.
Yeah.
It
And
was an incredible
she wrote the Terminator as well.
Terminator 2, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the fact that we talk about white directors all the time. You constantly see Spielberg. You constantly see, what's his name? You mentioned about who wrote Weapons.
Right.
You know what I mean? All these people are mostly white. You never hear about black directors unless it's Spike Lee or Tyler Perry. And Tyler, unfortunately, does a lot of the same movies. So to have a mind like this black woman writing that script, and really, those are not. She's not a director. She's a script writer.
Right. And
And
yeah, she's
yeah,
awesome.
she's amazing. She's amazing. So
Yeah.
what a mind. Yeah, so that's why I was, so you always hear about the guy who wrote the Titanic.
James Cameron.
James Cameron, right?
Right.
Come on, man. You don't hear about black women? A black woman writing a script? Woo! Come on.
One of my favorite directors, and she directed, I think, directed and wrote Eve's Bayou. Her name is Casey Lemons, and I've
Yes,
always
yeah.
thought she was super super talented,
She's amazing.
and
She's
I
amazing.
love that movie so much.
But
Okay.
to write and I love her. But to write
Yes.
something like The Matrix, to me, first of all, it's future past. So your mind has to be in the future, because they would go into the Matrix, and they would plug themselves back into the Matrix. Man, come on.
Yeah.
You know, I spell it MA and then capital T, capital R, capital I, capital C, capital S, K, capital S. Matrix, like they're tricking us.
Mm.
I don't spell it with an X. Tricks. Yeah, and I'm like, wow, this woman is brilliant, and to not give her, well, she's gotten paid very well because they stole her ideas.
Right.
But yeah,
Way ahead of her time.
way.
And I say to anybody who's writing, like,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you get your stuff registered, man, like with the WGA and then in your copyright offices, because like I was listening to an interview with Flex Alexander, who's an
Mm.
actor who was on the show called One on One, and
Yes, I remember.
he created the show, but he didn't get it created by credit because he didn't have it registered. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
So
I didn't know that.
they stole his idea. He could have made lots of money,
He
but
sure could have.
it was based off of his life. So I'm gonna ask you a really super deep question. If you could
Yeah.
talk to your 10-year-old self,
Mm-hmm.
10-year-old Dawn, what would you tell her?
Oh, that you are going to be so wise one day, and all the stuff that you go through is going to make you who you are. So there's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be
Mm-hmm.
some great times too, but there's going to be a lot of pain. Things are going to upset you. Things are going to be like, how could they? That's those are my sisters, or that's my mom, or your heart's gonna be broken.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's gonna be things that are gonna really hurt you, but that is gonna make you the woman that you are. And once you get past all that stuff, you're gonna be like, wow, I'm so strong.
Yeah.
I'm so strong. I learned a lot. But like I said, the pain going through that is necessary. You can't have one without the other. So that's what
Definitely.
I would tell me. Good
Definitely.
question, Emmanuel. Love
But
that
th-
question. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So,
You're welcome.
what do you have planned on in the future? I know you're still doing your YouTube channel. You're still doing your
Yes.
episodes, and how can people reach you through your social media platforms?
Um, well, I don't like to talk about what I'm doing in the future because I've said this so much, but it takes money to work on an album. It doesn't take money to work on a book, but I got to put it together. So I got to finish it. So right now I have an introduction for my book and I have 2 chapters. I've been on that for a while because, like, I literally, if you try to remember what happened yesterday and go through your whole day,
Yeah.
like, you remember certain things because they were like monumental, or maybe something like you almost got in an accident or something. But to remember 30 years
Right.
ago, or really 35 years now, it's our 35th year anniversary. So it's in between stuff. I remember the audition and I remember being kicked out of the group, but and that's usually how the mind works. We remember the things that impact us the most, good and bad.
Mm.
So trying to remember all the details, it's like I need a ghostwriter. So I'm trying to find the right one. It's been years with that, but things keep falling apart. And I think I found the right one finally. So we're going to
Good.
start that process. Yeah, yeah. Because the best way that I know how to work on my book so far has been somebody ask me the questions and then we record my answers.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
and then back in the day, they had a dictaphone. But then he got busy because his grandmother unfortunately passed away,
Mm.
and he was my manager. He was kind of co-managing me at the time, but his grandmother unfortunately passed away and left him a lot of
Oh.
money. So he bought a house in Florida and moved. And I'm like, how are we going to finish my book? Like, because we used to go to his office, or
Right.
sometimes even sitting in his car, and he would record me. And then he got busy with his money, and like he was too busy to finish. So
Okay.
yeah. So I found the right person just recently, literally like 3 days ago. I found the right person, so I'm doing my NDA with them and gonna have them sign a non-disclosure about
Okay.
my book, and then we're gonna start the process. So I'm excited about that, but I don't like to put it out there because people hate on everything, and then it's like it falls apart. And I'm not trying to give them the power over me. It's just that when people know you're doing something, they tend to put out negative energy. So I keep
Yes.
my
Yeah.
mouth shut about what I'm doing. So you'll see it when I do it. I'd rather that.
I feel that. I
Yeah.
feel that. How about your social media platforms? And
Social
yeah.
media. Thank you for asking. Well, let me say this too. I have PayPal because people keep asking me in my interviews and on my social media, what is your do you have Cash App? And I'm like, no, but I have PayPal. And my
Okay.
PayPal, I don't know what it's called. It's definitely Dawn Robinson, but it's got a number after it, and I don't know what it is. Sorry.
Okay.
But my social media is Instagram is Dawn Robinson Diva, I think. And then
Yes.
yeah, right. And then Facebook, I think is just Dawn Robinson. And then that's pretty much it. TikTok, I'm not as active on TikTok as I should be. I'm still trying to learn it. I forget to post stuff on there all the time.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. You do?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I usually post like the interviews that I've done or whatever, little clips and everything. But sometimes I
Right.
forget I have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to get used to it because TikTok is where everybody is.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
love TikTok. I didn't like it at first because I thought it was a bunch of kids dancing only. But TikTok is informative. It's funny. Oh my gosh, I laugh a lot. TikTok is, though, Instagram, there's some funny people on Instagram. Oh my,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, they're funny. Like you guys, people have a great sense of humor. You know,
Yes.
there's a lot of comedians in this world. I don't know if they necessarily could get on stage, and do it like that, but
Right.
they are funny people.
Yeah.
So
They
we'd
they
rather laugh. Yeah, there's a lot of people that make us laugh, and they laugh at themselves, and it's just funny.
they figured out what works for them. They don't have to be on stage. They can just be on TikTok and do their own little
Exactly.
thing, and it works
Well,
out
the
for them.
reason why I say stage is because I'm like, you can be funny naturally, but then if you got to get paid to be funny and you get on stage, most
Mm.
times you wouldn't be as funny. But just naturally, just doing stuff, it's like Terry was the same way in my group. Terry was hilarious, but she would always say, "But I could never get on stage and do that."
Right. Just
Yeah, it's
naturally
totally
funny, right?
naturally funny. Yeah,
And
exactly.
her and when we were talking about Mr. Cooper earlier, her and Holly look just alike. They're like twins almost. It's
Yeah, I don't think
crazy.
so. I don't think they're like twins, but they do. They have similarities. It's like, wow, they do look like they could be sisters. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
It's crazy.
similarities there.
But thank you so much for being on my show again.
Thank you,
It's always a
Emmanuel.
pleasure, and it's been
You know
fun
I
talking to
adore
you.
you. It
I
is a
adore you too.
pleasure. Thank you so much.